I will not vote to change it, period, and I don't know why anybody else would sitting up here. I mean, I give you guys a list of 16 things that they're in breach of contract, I mean, and then we get a letter that says we're nothing but a bunch of liars sitting up here, and I damn sure don't appreciate that I shared that with you guys. And, you know, they spread that around the whole community of wherever they got association with, to all their members and all their parents and all the coaches and everything, so everything I've got to say is public record, and I've got copies of it, and I've got proof of it. I can take you out and show you anything that I'm talking about. And he sits up here and calls us a bunch of liars, and, you know, as far as I'm concerned, he's the biggest damn liar I've ever seen.
Okay.
And that's the way I feel about it. And, you know, I want to move forward, and I want to, you know, I don't see no reason to even meet with these guys. And the termination, as far as I'm concerned, the letter was done by the attorney, and it was sent out today, so it's 90 days from today's date. Okay. And I'd like to see, you know, put it out there for other organizations, see what's available, what they have to offer, what for this community and the kids, you know, of this area, not just the town. I didn't mean it just for this town, but I want to see rec teams being able to play out there. This town's got a lot of kids in it, and they have nowhere to go.
Well, and in all fairness, I'll be honest, my son is currently with the IMFX organization because he was going to be able, we thought, be able to play on the fields. Now that that's not going to happen, it makes us rethink what we want, because the fields are really nice.
They're the nicest fields. Cicero's fields are.
Oh yeah.
Those fields are the nicest fields.
Yeah, they're nicer than Arcadia's fields. We like the fields. He played on them, so that's where our pull is for. We know there's other kids in Arcadia and Cicero that are on the IMFX organization, and the reason why they chose that organization is just because it was here in town. But I mean, if the contract is like this, then we were trying to think of an idea of us, and I don't know if it was open, of us putting our own organization together on that field, is where we were at.
Are you talking about starting your own team?
Something, yes. The team my son currently is on the team based out of Tipton, because I graduated from Tipton. I know a lot of the Tipton people, and that's why we're on that team, and it's here, well, it was here in Atlanta. So, we were thinking of, we want our son to play here. We want him to play at Heights, but because of his age, he can't. It's not going to work. And if the fields are open, we don't want to see him sit. So, we were trying to think of something we could do, put something together, because I know there are other Hamilton County kids, mainly Arcadia. There's at least 5 other teams, or kids, on the IMFX, that they would be willing to stay here as well, because that's their pull to play on that team, was because it was here. It was local.
Yeah, and like I said, I'd just like, you know, whether or not whoever ends up out there, I'd just like to see them. If they have a traveling team, fine, but coordinate where they have some rec teams, and they can have, you know, local people here, you know, just like they had like a youth group, they could get some local parents or whatever involved if possible. You know, I know it's awful hard. I coached out there for years, and, you know, I coached my boys all through, clear up until they got into high school ball, and it's hard to keep people interested in it, and get volunteers to coach and to maintain the fields and stuff. I understand that, but, you know, that's why, you know, kind of like seeing an organization that, you know, had a big group that could, you know, would be willing to take care of the thing and do what needs to be done out there for the kids of the community. Right. That's what, you know, I could care less about these kids from Indianapolis and Carmel and Westfield and all that. They got big major diamonds down there. They got nice facilities that they can play on. These kids have nothing but what we have out here to offer them. And I want to see the kids out there. You know, I want to see the kids of this community out there. And we don't have professional team kids that's going to meet a traveling team. You know.
Oh, my son will.
Yeah,
Sure.
there's very few. I mean, from Atlanta, I don't know of any boys that's played enough baseball to ever make it on a traveling team. I really don't. They're a rec team. They go out for entertainment. And that's it.
I mean,
and that's what I'm getting at.
So.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at. You know, these kids need a place to play, and that's the diamond that was put together and built by the residents of this community, and I want to see it used by the residents and the kids of this community.
Right. Well, and I've talked to a couple of them about that, and they want to see the fields in use. So that's why we were trying to think of something.
Do you know how many Hamilton Heights kids are currently involved with one?
12 or 13,
Okay.
at least.
And we know of some that are not currently going to Hamilton Heights, but there's one I know of particularly that their grandparents, Colleen Sterrett and Smoke, their grandson plays with them. Although they don't live in the Hamilton Heights area, they played here. They're playing with Ironvex because Colleen helped
Yeah, sure.
do all this.
Yeah.
That was their pull to come to Ironvex as well, is because of the local.
You know, I might ask you, I'm not saying that the baseball field would be an option that would be available to you. I don't know at this time. But, are you aware that, if you were given the opportunity, do you realize the maintenance that's involved up there?
I'll see.
Now,
I was just
what I'm
talking
getting
about
at,
the other
this
stuff.
has been a lot of the problems we've had as a board concerning, Orange, and, some of it anyway, and, I echo everything John said, but I also wanna add that I'm looking for somebody, and, who's willing to take that on up there, and keep it clean, maintain it, keep safety features, keep all that going. And if you're just talking about, you know, having, one baseball team, I just want you to understand that there's a lot involved up there. It's more than just, you know, you gotta keep it mowed, even if you're not playing. Those kind of things. And I didn't know if you were aware, if you guys were aware of the kind of maintenance that we're looking for
Yeah, no.
from somebody to take that over up there.
Right, I don't. So, I mean, this is our first time with Ironvex, and
Okay, I understand.
we're still learning.
Yeah.
Still have the availability to pull
So
out
are
if we
they.
need to.
But it's not just a question of the field being available for you to come play ball,
Right.
you know.
Okay.
It's, that may be an option down the road. I don't know exactly where we're, gonna go after this, IMAX is gone. But, something we'll probably be willing to look into and talk about.
Okay.
But I just wanted you to make it aware that, you know, there's a lot of maintenance up there, and it just,
Didn't know that, like that. Okay. Okay,
Well, thank you.
thank you.
Thanks for your patience.
Yes,
been
unfortunately, I do have to run. I have a son, I have to get to
It's
bed.
been a long meeting. We've got a lot to discuss tonight.
Yes,
Wade, it's good to see you again.
See you.
Yeah,
thank you for listening.
you're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Thank you for your interest.
Come back in 90 days.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
My son, he was back.
That's what I said, I didn't recognize him.
Yeah. I didn't know it.
Recognize Wade.
I didn't either.
He used to tag along with us on the cleanups and stuff.
Yeah.
he's a local guy.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's
Great
Roy,
neighbor.
Roy's son.
Well, that's Roy Roby's boy.
Yeah.
I think he was like that. Little
Show you what
Rose
kind of
kid.
neighbor I am. When he said Roby, she said Becky Roby. I thought, well, I know some Robys, but. Yeah. This is why I sit way over here in the corner.
All right, any other old business? This gentleman back here with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What we want to
First
do?
town board meeting.
Yeah, okay. It's his first?
Trial by fire.
We have had 10-minute meetings before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at an adjust request.
I told him to submit it, I didn't know how it would go, because he pressure washed his house, so he.
Got an ordinance on that.
This
I think there's
adjustment
still a
for
lot of
pressure
people
wash.
that don't realize about the hose bid meter. I wish we would go back to the old way of adjusting.
We lose too much money.
I know.
I mean, we're losing money. We operate as a non-for-profit.
So he's
He's wanting an adjustment from this sewer, because all of the water that he used landed on the ground. It didn't go down into
Yeah,
the
he doesn't
sewer.
have the water.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, Fred, I'm against this. I'm one of the guys that bought a meter And,
You
I
know,
Yeah,
pressure
that's
wash
fine,
my
I just told him,
house.
I said, we'll submit it,
Yeah.
I said, I'm not promising
Yeah.
anything.
I mean, I'm not trying to be angry, it's just, I just
I'll
can't
talk
believe
to
he
him, it's
asked
my
for
neighbor.
this.
Well, I just, it doesn't
Yeah,
hurt to
I mean,
ask.
we got no
Yeah, I
ordinance,
know.
we got
I know.
everything, so.
pressure wash my water.
I got a meter that he could've used, I
Common
could've
sense tells
give
you when
him
you pour
Robin
water
the
on top of
numbers
the
on my
ground, it's
meter
not
and
gonna
let
go
him
in the
use
sewer,
it.
you know? And the town has made availability for meters, you know, and,
All he had to do was walk next door, I would've given Robin the number
A
of
lot
my.
of people don't know about the hose bid meters, but that's okay. I just told them, go ahead and try it, so don't wanna,
no, there's no hard
Don't shoot the
feelings. I'm just stating to the board, personally, I'm not gonna be in
Your
favor of
vote's no?
granting this.
Your vote's no then?
Yeah.
Okay. Any other votes?
I would say due to our ordinance that we have, it wouldn't be fair to the people that do have purchased a meter and, you know, are using the meters for that outside watering type to give them somebody adjustment. I'd have to say no
Do we
on
have
this
a
one.
meter that, like, people could borrow to
Uh-huh.
use for special things like that, and
Nope.
then, no?
They don't have a meter,
We,
they.
we
I
all
thought
had,
we
we all had to buy
Well,
ours.
I know.
I bought mine.
I
I
know,
bought mine.
I did too.
But see, he
And
could've came
and
over.
ran it
and-
backwards for several 100,000 gallons, or,
Good adjustment then, eh?
I don't know what happened.
Well, do I hear a motion then that this,
you owed us.
this motion be denied? This, utility adjustment be denied?
I make the motion that we deny it.
Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
All right?
I'll just check.
And share with him, Robin, that we do have a,
Yeah.
I mean, you know that you realize.
means
I'll,
of
I'll
avoiding-
talk to him, being that he's my neighbor.
Okay, the next order of business is a train show at the shelter house.
Yeah. The Nelsons are wanting to rent the shelter house, and they would have vendors in there. It is, they are a business. I ran it by Manny, he's fine with it, but I do not want to have an incident. So I told the Nelsons that we need to talk about, and I think Liz was here for that, they had to leave, so, you know, I just said that, you know, I gotta run this through the board meeting, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing.
Correct thing to do.
They did something like this before in the shelter.
They did.
Yeah, and, it should have probably been discussed. I mean, like I said, it's, Manny's fine with it, doesn't have issues with it. but-
They left the building in good repair after, no?
That was a little
No.
questionable.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll need to be clear with them
Yes. but-
about their responsibility.
Yeah, or, you know, I mean, you have to.
Have him sign a contract.
Rental agreement specifies the expectations, so.
Well, we've even put a sign on the door over there now.
Okay.
That says, right on the door, it says, before you leave,
Yeah.
to get your deposit back, have you done, da.
Okay.
So it's there.
And what kind of deposit do we ask?
It's $100. I mean, we raised the rental fee to $150, so that 50 will go in after somebody rents it and, or, you know, to do a cleaning. It's really the, what's the word Manny used? Really, the agreement is to leave it room clean, you know, I mean, they don't need to be on their hands and knees scrubbing and stuff like that, but the $50 in the increase really went towards having someone clean it after each month.
Any comments, questions?
One thing I still don't agree with Manny on the ordinance, and he would clarify it when I asked him about the non-for-profit rentals only, when he quoted those two statutes, so, you know, I read the statute that he based that on, and then he referenced another one that if the statute was, there was any doubt, or the ordinance or statute, like I told him at that meeting, last meeting he's here, there was no doubt, so I don't see where we can rent to a business, but.
It's because we're not renting for 30 days plus, it's for just a day or two.
The way that state statute reads to me, without a doubt, is that you cannot rent to a business that's making profit off municipal property.
I think that, I mean, I don't know.
I printed it off and I had it here, and I asked him to, you know, I brought it up with him and his colleague here, and I didn't get an explanation as to why he referenced the second statute.
I don't know. I mean, I know they do it all the time. They do it up at, the Tipton Community Center and at Frederick Ridge Park, so I don't know, you know, I don't know.
It's just my 2 cents worth on it.
Well, the fact that, I don't know, my personal feeling, the fact that, they are a business here in town and they're trying to promote Atlanta. And it does bring a lot of people to town. And the last time they used the shelter house, we had a town full of people. And I think this train thing, I mean, that's where we're at. And if we want to promote this, I think we need to promote it. And denying them the use of that building is definitely not promoting Atlanta, in my feeling.
I'm not against promoting anybody, Fred, I'm just against, I just wanna make sure that the law, and we're abiding by the statutes and the codes and everything that we took an oath to abide by and stuff, and like I said, I asked him to, you know, I asked him to verify that and to explain it to me, and he didn't explain it to me. So, that's where I'm at on it.
How does Redbridge, and how do they get by with renting their buildings too? I mean, wouldn't they fall into the same?
And mostly the non-profit was supposed to be for the place concession stand at the baseball fields.
No, that was subleasing. That was a different issue.
Well, that was originally brought up, and I'd like to know what Gary was told, that he couldn't get in there because that wasn't, the deal with Gary not being allowed to be in the concession stand because he was a business, and that's what was brought up. And I got the email where I asked Manny about it, and they told Gary he couldn't be in there and he had to pack up and leave. Now, if it was just for subletting, it was mentioned that if they wanted to sublet to a non-for-profit or other than their organization, they just needed approval through the council. So why didn't they, if that was the case, why didn't they allow Gary to, why didn't they get that waiver?
I thought it was because the health, he didn't meet, the place down there was not
He
set
wanted
up for
things changed.
commercial.
Contract said no subletting.
Well, yeah, but the thing with Gary too was if he was a not-for-profit running under those conditions, I mean, like no 3-barrel sink and stuff like that.
The shelter house is the same way.
But they're not,
And they're not going to be there.
They're not doing food service, they're not doing
30
food
days.
service.
This is only for 2 days at the shelter house.
Is that
For
the
one
thing
day.
that's coming in on Saturday? Well, they're doing $5 tables for people that want them in,
Right.
and then they're also serving food, charging,
oh, I don't know.
because it's in their ad.
Yep.
I don't know.
That's
I
correct.
don't know. I'm not saying yay or nay. I just know that they wanted to do it and.
Yeah,
We don't really want to reinvent this.
that's my question right there. We
Yeah,
wouldn't let
November
Gary out there, and
11th.
Gary's no fan of mine by no means.
Possibly get
But,
a definite
you
answer
know,
from anybody.
it says right there, we could have sublet.
I'm like John, I don't
Waiver.
care who rents it out, as long as we're legal.
If that was the case.
You know,
They didn't, the whole
also,
reason he couldn't be out there was
Yeah.
because I brought up he was a business and not a non-for-profit. That was what the whole issue was about.
Right, and the fact that that building wasn't set up for
They're serving food.
retail food,
I mean, I don't know
then,
how that
Yeah,
shakes
because
out.
rules
Board of
apply,
Health.
the health department apply, different things apply different. That's the reason he was wanting to put additional sink, bush sink in.
right.
But
Yeah,
He was
because
told-
wouldn't they need a permit? Health permit?
I don't know.
If they're selling food, they need a health permit.
I don't know. I would think so. I don't.
All our vendors have to have a health permit. So if they're serving and selling food, they have to have a health permit to do it.
So you just wanna run up by Manny and Great questions answered?
The Board of Health be any help to us? And
I have no idea.
I don't either.
Yeah, I have no idea.
They'd have to get all that, like I said, they'd have to have a health permit.
I mean, they could, I don't know, I mean, for that matter, they're heavily involved with the chamber. It could be the chamber serving the food and then, you know what I mean, then they don't have to worry about it.
Tanner still has help.
The chamber is not for profit,
Yeah, non-profit wouldn't have to have a health permit.
so if they did the food portion, if the chamber handled that, then, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Well,
you want me to.
I just don't wanna make it difficult for a local business that's all we've got, folks.
Right.
That's all we've got. We sat here tonight and we talked about a $50,000 grant that they're gonna come and make improvements to our town. Now, if you guys don't want that, I mean, if we wanna, then, I mean, if we wanna make it difficult, if we wanna nickel and dime it, I mean, I'm frustrated. I really am. I understand what you're saying. We don't wanna end up in court, but my gosh. We're talking about a Saturday event over at our community building. I mean, it's not like we got people standing in line waiting to use that thing. It's there. It's a community building.
And they're
For
part of
God's
the
sakes, why
community.
can't we use it? And
As long as our
promote this thing.
liability, as long as
Promote
ours,
this thing.
yeah.
I mean, we ought to be making improvements to our park and, you know, we don't have nothing up here.
So we're gonna throw the laws and ordinances out the door and they ain't gonna pay attention to whether or not we're abiding by the laws and we're gonna treat one person one way and another person another way. Different, Fred, that's what the hell's going on up here.
Okay, okay, John.
And whenever I say something, all I wanna do is go by the book and the laws and the rules and the ordinances, then I don't want them here. I'm getting tired of hearing that shit. I've heard that about Orange, I've heard about muffins, train stuff and everything from you, and I'm damn sick and tired of it.
Okay.
I ain't trying to I wanna promote this town, but we can't just let anybody do whatever the hell they want.
Well, okay, if our attorney said it was okay, doesn't it come back on our attorney if somebody?
Nothing seems to so far, he does, you know, I mean,
Would that be the case?
no. Cause our actions when we vote are the ones that, we're just taking his recommendations and his opinion, and he's supposed to be giving us legal advice. And like I said, you're asked the attorney to clarify what his statement is and what he's telling us, and he refuses to do it. He just ignores me, and that ain't the first time he did it. So, you know, is he just going by what the popular decision is up here, or as far as what's going on, or is he actually quoting what the damn statutes and the laws are that we should be going by? I'm not sitting up there on this board because I want to see this damn thing turn into a ghost town.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm not either, John.
I emailed him today and he said that he doesn't have an issue with it, but if you want me to email him again, or you can with the specific question that you had. I mean, I understand that you want black and white answers. I just don't know what to tell these people.
Let's see if we can pin Manny down on a more definite answer as to municipalities renting, or profit organizations renting municipal buildings.
You know, he's legal counsel. He's our legal counsel. This
Yeah.
board's legal counsel.
Yeah, so he should be
Not
able to give
nobody
us.
but these 5 people right here and the treasurer. Well, and you say we have to pin him down to get an answer? We pay him a salary.
Well, he answered it today.
I know, but I'm
I
just,
think that Johnny wants answers to what he read that conflicts with what Manny said.
well, I'd rather if Manny would say it's perfectly legal to do this or you can't, rather than say, I don't have a problem. What does it mean to say I don't have a problem with it? Looking at it from a legal point of view, you know, that's kind of scary.
Paraphrasing.
Well, I know,
word for
Robin,
word
I
what he
know,
said,
I
but-
understand. I understand. But
How does Red Bridge get by? I mean, you know, they
How
have,
does the 4-H building at Tipton get by?
Yep.
you know,
Gun shows, This
The
show,
fair-
that show,
Hamilton County and,
the Hamilton County Fairgrounds are rented. I mean, it's, and I'm sorry if I offended you, John. That wasn't my intent.
Fred, you know, I'm not, like I say, I accept your apology, and I don't mean to offend you, but I took this oath, and I sat up here on this board, and I wanna do what's best for the community, and I know you do too.
I do.
But to
I'm not
me,
here for my health.
I gotta do it according to the law and statutes of the state and our local ordinances and treat everybody the same, and that's what I wanted, all I wanted was him to verify it. I'm all for anybody using that building. The more people in there, the more money we make. I'm not opposed to anybody being in there as long as it's by the law and books. And like I said, at the last meeting, I asked Manny to verify that or clarify that for me, and I got nothing. He just ignored me. And his municipal attorney that was sitting there, that was up on all the municipal laws that he sat to talk for an hour and a half about, never did mention it or chime in on that issue.
I think it just got lost in the shuffle. I mean, we can ask them for that. There's gotta be an answer. All these other community centers do it, so there's.
I just, like I say, when you ask your attorney a question, I'd like an answer. We had that with our last attorney, that we never got any answer anywhere. We just sat and spun our wheels, and I feel like we're getting the same spot with this guy.
Well, let's ask again and be specific.
I don't think I could have been any more specific than the last meeting when I told him I printed it off and had it right here in my hand, and I asked him to read it, and
There was a lot going on in that meeting.
The
Maybe it
last
just,
meeting.
maybe it just needs to be asked again.
Okay, let me ask this. If we get, clear from Manny that there's no legal issue with this, can we proceed with allowing him to rent the shelter house?
I'm not opposed to all of it if we have clarification
I
and
make a
everybody pays
motion
their
if we
fees.
have clarification, we go ahead and rent the shelter house out to them. Have them sign a contract and
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any other new business this evening? Okay. Thank you, everyone, for your patience tonight. This is a long meeting again. We will meet on the 24th at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. on the 24th. Did everybody get that?
They ain't been back out
I
there.
make a motion, we sign the claims during the meeting.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Regular meeting starts at 6.
Aye.
Aye.
Festival meeting at 5.
I'm sure when they started,
The whole meeting starts at 5.
I think it's gonna be a problem. I just
Yeah, we'll have a festival
wait to
meeting
talk to him.
at 5, and then a regular meeting at 7.